Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to LegalBiz Cafe. I am so excited to talk to you this evening. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold. I am a California business attorney, and here on LegalBiz Cafe, we deal with your mindset as an entrepreneur. I also invite you to visit with me on Your Business Accelerated. This weekly podcast deals with the hardcore business operations issues and legal issues that you will encounter as an entrepreneur. When you listen to both shows, you get what you need to build that iconic business. Tonight, or today, or this morning, depending on where you are, we're dealing with your mindset. I want to talk to you about the coincidences that happen in life. And I really want to ask you the question, is it a coincidence or is it a sign? Now, I'm a strange one. I think coincidences are always signs. Some people would tell you that there is no such thing as a coincidence. My mentor, master motivational speaker Les Brown, always says coincidences are God's way of staying anonymous. And I think that's really cool, but I don't think that God needs to stay anonymous. I think that coincidences are God's way of really waving his hand at us and letting us know that there is more to heaven and earth, dear Horatio, than is dreamed of in your philosophy. So let's talk about coincidence tonight. Consciousness orchestrates its activity in response to both attention and intention. This is some information that I picked up from Deepak Chopra. I love him. I think that he gives us some really interesting food for thought. But as to attention and intention, he says, whatever you put your attention on becomes energized, and whatever you take your attention away from dwindles. And on the other hand, intention is the key to transformation. You see, attention activates the quantum energy field, and intention activates the quantum information field. When the energy field is activated, and information flows freely through it, transformation results. Attention and intention are two of the most powerful tools that you have in your spiritual toolbox. They are the triggers for attracting a certain kind of energy and a certain kind of information. Putting your attention on a coincidence in your daily meditation will attract the energy of coincidences. You will notice more coincidences in your life. So what does that mean? It means that you will start to attract the information you seek. The answer might come as an insight or an intuitive feeling or an encounter with someone that just seems odd, a little weird, or a little magical. It might be a new relationship that just comes out of the blue. The more attention that you put on coincidences and the more that you inquire into their significance through meditation, the more often those coincidences are going to occur, and the more clearly their meaning is going to come into view for you. So once you can see and interpret these coincidences, your path to fulfillment emerges, and at the spiritual level. The past and the future all converge at the single point, and all of the different possibilities for your life come into existence clearly and simultaneously. People who are sensitive to events and to stimuli around them will be sensitive to coincidences that are sent from the universe. At least once per day, I encourage you to focus for a few minutes on one of your five senses, your sight, your hearing, your taste, your smell, or your sense of touch, and allow yourself to notice as many different aspects as you can of this particular sense. What is it bringing to you that is subtle? I encourage you to really lean in on these coincidences as they occur in your life. The more unlikely coincidences are, the more potent the impact you can receive via that coincidence. When a coincidence arises, don't ignore it. Instead, ask yourself, what's the message here? You don't need to go digging for the answer. The answer is going to reveal itself to you. It's going to reveal itself as a sudden thought or a creative experience or something else. To nurture that coincidence, I keep a daily journal of coincidences that occur. Start on a new page for each new significant coincidence. Jot down any other connections to that event that might have occurred. Delve deeply into the coincidence process by recapping your day at the end of the day in your journal. Think back over the things that you might have missed at 10 o'clock in the morning that became very significant at 6 o'clock in the evening. Do this as you sit up in bed before you lay down to sleep. Do it again in the morning when you wake up from your slumber. You can also inventory your dreams. Write them down in the morning, or if you wake up in the middle of the night, see what connections might occur between what happened during the day and what happened during the night. Notice things that didn't strike you as important at the time, and notice layers of things that could mean two different things depending on how you interpret it. Non-logical intelligence happens in your dreams. This is where you can make those quantum leaps. You can set aside limiting beliefs, fears, and past traumas and reprogram your subconscious mind while you sleep by programming your dreams. You might want to actually chat with someone who understands a little bit about dream interpretation or get a book on dream interpretation. But, I think that ultimately in interpreting dreams, the concept of water might mean something to a professional, but you really have to be in tune to what water means to you. It's your dream. It needs to be interpreted in the context of your psyche. Water may mean life to one person who gardens, but it may mean danger to someone who nearly drowned as a child. This is why the only dream interpretation that really counts is your own. Use these and other tools to interpret coincidences that occur. You may find these coincidences are really signs from your own spirit indicating and revealing to you your purest desires for your life. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week on LegalBiz Cafe. I'm attorney Shaune Arnold. I invite you to follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter X. My name in all of those places is Shaune.Arnold. For now, I'm reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. Thank you again for joining me on LegalBiz Cafe. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye, friends.